Hello and good evening. I'm very happy and excited. We are live on Facebook. It's our first time. Good morning, Chuck.
Good evening,
Um,
Bettina.
Aloha.
Aloha.
we are going to talk today or tonight about the upcoming workshop, Innocence, the Gateway to Paradise, which is happening on the 14th to the 18th of April online. And tonight's or today's theme is how to look up when things are looking down and locking down. So what do you say about that?
Okay, so the first thing is let's talk about the main theme, which is innocence.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that they make up guilt. And you ask, why would anyone ever want to make up guilt? It feels so bad. And when you have guilt, when you feel bad, and they're synonymous. Whenever you feel bad, that's guilt. So you could have a heartbreak and you're feeling bad, and guilt always goes with other emotions. So, but why would we do that if we're the ones that make up guilt, and we are? That's what I've found in the conscious mind, in the subconscious, and the unconscious. Why would people do something so stupid? Because actually there's like two minds we have, yes, I always talk about the subconscious, because I found a way in the 70s to get into the subconscious and then into the unconscious mind, the soul mind, this pattern through time. And there's all this guilt. And the beautiful thing to know is that guilt is an illusion. We made it up. We sided with our ego, which is part of our mind, and our higher mind is the other part. That's the creative part. That's the part whose job it is to heal and free us. So here we have this guilt. And if you go under guilt, you'll always find that there is fear.
Mm-hmm.
So guilt is like super glue. It's like this monument we've built to a mistake. And all life is about learning from our mistakes. If we didn't learn from our mistakes, we wouldn't be walking, because the average person falls 200 to 300 times. That rings a bell. And so it's like learning from the mistakes, correcting the mistakes, and moving on. But when we don't, we hold on to the past. And so that's a form of guilt. All of our holding on is a form of guilt. And then when we have guilt, we punish ourselves. The good news about guilt is that heaven doesn't believe in guilt. What is pure only sees purity, sees calls for help, things like that. But it's like the bad news about guilt is that we believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we made up our identities. It's like God gave us an identity, which is unlimited, zero limits, and it's happy and it's joyful. And then we decided to separate. And so when we decide to separate, there's all kinds of emotions in between. One of the biggest ones is guilt. So as you join with people in friendship, in intimacy, in love, in just this pure joining, layers of guilt fall away, layers of emotion that have been holding us back. And Jung made a distinction between emotions, which are the reactions that come up in us, and feelings, which are like the positive aspects. So all of our emotions are attached to guilt, and we have buried inside us so many emotions, and they're like anchors that we're dragging behind us. And if they all came up at once, we'd probably go running off a cliff or running into the ocean forever. So, but you get too much guilt and it looks like there's no way out. And then the
That's
ego
true.
begins to suggest that it's time to die. It's made all these suggestions, none of which worked. And so you get into this dire spot where you feel desperate, and the ego says, time to die, get out of here quick. But it's like those cartoons we saw as children where we were on a branch, or the animal was on a branch and he was sawing off the limb that he was on. So here we are, we're sawing off our own branch. So to change guilt to learning situations.
Mhm.
So like when we grow up, go ahead, you have a question?
No, I have another question, which would be about the workshop for newbies, especially for people who do not know you.
Yes.
I'm very lucky. I have had sessions with you. I've visited your workshops live and online. But for people who do not know you, what can they expect from a workshop, especially from this workshop and in general from an online workshop with you?
They can expect an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, it's like to get to know themselves. And the thing is, when you really know yourself, you know, we think we know ourselves, but there's all kinds of self-hatred inside.
Mhm.
So it's a workshop is an inner adventure where you get supported and have the courage to find out what you're holding against yourself. And so it's like anything we hold against someone else, if you look around at your world, you're actually holding against yourself inside. To release that inside yourself releases both of you. So
Mhm.
it's an adventure. It's like you get to know yourself. It's like things that you never knew how the mind worked and how your heart works. And it's like you have a chance to get your heart back. And it's a chance to be able to turn your boat into the prow of the wave, you know, turn the prow into the wave instead of taking the wave sideways, which can easily swamp you. You begin to get this powerful, strong attitude about how to face life. And you begin to
Mhm.
see, oh, that was a mistake I made at 3 years old, or that was a mistake I made in this past life, or that was, and you just correct it. This the life is a big video game, and as you go further, you get happier. Less things can take you down. Now it's crazy that your own ego wants to take you down. You built this identity, but you built it by separation, and that created lots of pain. And then you blame the pain on somebody else. So we have all these grievances toward our parents and siblings and ex-lovers and partners, and but the thing is we're using it. And so it's learning how to seeing how it's troubling you, and then seeing what you're using it for, and then getting another choice. So people have a sense of meeting other friends who want to learn and heal themselves, want to
Mhm.
become more whole. And when you become more whole, you get more peaceful and more happy.
That's true.
You're not so reactive. There gets fewer and fewer bad guys in the world because, you know, the bad guys you see are your own bad guys. What you believe about yourself. You only see what you think about yourself.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So for all the people watching, we have this early bird prize until Sunday. And we are starting in April 14th to 18th. I'm very looking forward. And maybe you want to say something?
Will you be there, Bettina?
Of course. I need to get more innocence, of course, in my life.
Okay, then I'll be there too. Okay, so we'll be there together, and we'll do this thing, and we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate our
Yeah,
friendships. We'll celebrate the love we have. We'll get rid of the illusions. And it's a lifelong process, but your life just gets so much better as you go along,
that is true. Yeah.
and you get your power back. So it gets to be a happy time. You get more confidence, and there's no problem that confidence wouldn't heal. So
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you there. Ciao,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you,
See you in
Chuck.
April.
Thank you, Gerd.